About 3 years ago, when the news came out that Robert Pattinson is going to be Batman, I am one of the imbeciles that said, I can't really see it. Man, I was so wrong, yo. The Batman. This is the latest Batman movie, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne and Batman. And let's talk about the story with, of course, zero spoilers. Right at the start, the movie lets us know that Bruce Wayne has been Batman for 2 years. And we just dropped straight into it, man. We know the backstory. We get it. And basically, among all like the normal crime stuff going on in Gotham, by the way, Gotham in here is mashed up, mate. All that stuff aside, there is a brand new serial killer calling himself the Riddler, and now we got our movie. And I get it sounds basic, but it ain't. The story is well good, yo. There is so many twists and turns. This is very dark, very gritty, very depressing, which is what I want to see when I see Batman. This is definitely no light-hearted joke cheese fest. This is very gritty, very, very realistic, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is definitely a thriller and a detective movie with Batman. Don't think like this is some crazy action fest thing. There's action, don't get me wrong, but the main focus of this is the mystery. What is going on, man? There's so many twists and turns of the story. Bro, it's 3 hours long and there is so many characters. Of course, you're going to have a massive story for that runtime. For me, I love the story from start to finish. Next to the Batman himself, which we're going to talk about now, is probably the thing I enjoyed the most. But as for Robert Pattinson, oh my God. I was one of those people that was very nervous because if I'm being totally honest, I only really knew Robert Pattinson from Harry Potter and of course those goddamn Twilight movies. But in those 3 years, I've seen other movies he's in. Obviously, Tenet, for me, he stole the show. Best character in Tenet. The Lighthouse, that is when I truly learned, man, this gentleman, he is a amazing actor, yo, and in this, he is the Batman. There's so many scenes where, like, criminals will look around and it's just darkness, shadows. We obviously know the Batman's there, but you cannot see him. You can just hear his footsteps, mate. That is one thing I noticed for the whole film. You can hear Batman's footsteps. He feels and sounds just like a unit. But he is scary in this movie, bro. If I was a criminal and I saw that, nah, bro, I'm done. Just the looks he gives people and they like stop talking, they know what they need to do or what they need to say. He demands respect and fear. He's got it on point, bro. Even his voice, he's not like going crazy over the top like Christian Bale, even though I really do like that. And he doesn't have like any gadget changing his voice like Ben Affleck's Batman did, but in this, he is the Batman. He is so good as Batman. I tell you why I like him so much, because he's kind of rubbish at being Bruce Wayne. Not in an acting sense, just he like doesn't know how to be Bruce Wayne anymore. He just know it straight away. He's like so awkward, but when he's the Batman, he is like properly sick. And when he's Bruce Wayne, he's like shy, he doesn't speak too much. I like seeing that, man. It's like the Batman has fully engrossed him. And to be honest, there ain't even that much Bruce Wayne in this movie. I'd say 85% he's in Batman gear, and I loved it. What I'm trying to say is Robert Pattinson as Batman, man, put some respect in that guy's name. He killed it. And that's just the Batman. You've got Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman. You've got Penguin, Riddler, Carmine Falcone, Jim Gordon, and Alfred. There is a lot of characters in this movie. They all get amazing screen time. I would say, without spoiling it, there's one character that doesn't get too much screen time. Doesn't really hurt the movie. I don't even know why I'm saying it, because I'm not going to say who it is anyway. First of all, Selina Kyle as Catwoman. If I'm being honest, like, Batman's one of my favourite movie, comic, game, all of them, favourite characters of all time. I've never really been a big, like, Selina Kyle fan. I've always, like, preferred, like, other characters. Obviously, Joker. I really like Two-Face. I really like Poison Ivy. I don't even like Riddler that much, if I'm being totally honest, but in here, they killed it. I'll be honest, next to Michelle Pfeiffer, this is the best version of Catwoman by far. She is so, so good. As for the Penguin, Colin Farrell, he don't even look like Colin Farrell. He don't even sound like Colin Farrell. Whatever they done with him, it was so good. He's actually in the movie more than I thought, and he's actually got one of the best scenes in the entire movie. I'm not going to spoil it, do not worry, just the Penguin in here, man, they killed it. As for the Riddler, gonna be completely spoiler free. He was very, very good, man. Very like intimidating in a crazy psychopath serial killer way. They done a real good job with him. I actually really liked Jim Gordon as well. I thought the dynamic between him and Batman, they're together quite a lot, because this is like very much a detective thriller movie, so you're going to have that type of thing. And Batman's with the police a lot. They don't really trust him. Obviously, Jim Gordon does trust him. They've got a great dynamic. The characters in here smashed it. Every single actor and actress gave it 10 out of 10. You can tell and feel it, man. And yeah, the characters killed it. And now let's talk about everything else. First of all, the action. There is action in this movie, but again, it's a detective movie. They're showing us stuff that we've never seen in any, like, major live-action Batman movie. Obviously, if you played the Arkham games, you know all about the detective side of stuff, or if you just know Batman from the comics and stuff, but you never really see the big meat of that in the live-action movies. In this, it is the entire thing, and I personally absolutely loved it, man. I knew already, because Matt Reeves said this is a detective movie, thriller movie, all that stuff. I expected it, and they pulled it off even better. By the way, Matt Reeves directing, wow, it looks so good. Gritty, nasty. There's so many amazing camera angles, especially when you see the Batmobile. By the way, that Batmobile, oh my God. The way it's introduced, I'm not going to spoil it. If I was a criminal, I would actually shit myself. It looks amazing, man. Like, that is definitely now one of my favourite Batmobiles, genuinely, of all time. There's one massive scene with the Batmobile, and it is, yeah, amazing. Of course, Batman's got all these gadgets. Again, it is like grounded in reality. It's not like crazy stuff, but there's stuff in here you've never seen before. And it just feels right for this version of Batman. All the fighting, all that stuff, it sounds good. It feels like it hurts, man. When Batman punches people, you feel it. And as for the music, this could be my favourite Batman theme tune ever. I'm like thinking about the tune in my head as I film this, genuinely. And it is used a lot in here. We've also got the Nirvana tune playing. Big up Nirvana, yo. The sound was just amazing, man. Genuinely. This movie, it was so good, man. It was so good. There are, of course, things, like little nitpicky things that I just thought I wish some little things were like changed. Again, I'm not going to do spoilers, but they're very, very minuscule, man. There is hardly any jokes. In fact, I don't think there's any comedy, mate. In the UK, this is rated 15, which should translate to being rated R. If it's not, man, let me know down below. I did notice a lot of swearing, a lot of dark tones, man. There's not like crazy blood and gore, but you get it. It's rated R, or at least in the UK, it's rated 15. Last thing I'm going to say before I give you guys my score out of 10, it's kind of weird that I'm even saying this, but I feel I have to. This is kind of like not for everyone. Just hear me out. Obviously, if you're a big Batman fan, you're going to love this movie. But if you're like a casual Batman fan and you go into this expecting like Dark Knight Rises, just that level of crazy action, I don't want to say you're going to be disappointed, but you will notice the lack of action. For me, I like Batman figuring out things. I like seeing criminals scared of him. Him just interacting with different characters. Penguin, all that stuff. I love that, man, because I love Batman so much. I don't need crazy action, man. This, I'm making it sound like there's no action. There's action. It's 3 hours. It's like sprinkled throughout. Again, they're going for realism and a thriller type of vibes. And I hope that makes sense. I don't want to say it's not for everyone, but for me, I've been thinking about my score out of 10 on the way home. I was like leaning towards like a 9.5, but I just don't care, man. But I'm going to give The Batman 10 nerds out of 10. I'm like thinking of all the things I liked, and I like them so much. I love this version of Batman. I love the story. I love the detective stuff. I like the characters. Characters that I don't really like. I'm not a big fan of Riddler and Catwoman. I love them in this movie. And that theme song is so good, man. There's so many standout bits using that theme. It is that, yeah, man, that theme is an absolute banger. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen The Batman? Are you going to go and see it? Please let me know down below. If you have seen it, and you're like not really into it, or you absolutely loved it, let me know, man. I genuinely want to hear from you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you, and I'll see you in a bit.